As you know, there's strength in numbers. So when we can all come together sort of with one voice in terms of looking at what needs to be done to support victims of crime, and that's what this office has been able to do, bring us all together and advocate for us.
My name is Aleida Garcia. I'm the president of the National Homicide Justice Alliance.
Melanie Nelson, the executive director for Northwest Victim Services.
Rodney Babb, I am the lead violence recovery specialist for the Penn Trauma Violence Recovery Program at Penn Medicine.
Omar Muse, I'm the director of Eddie's House Community Crisis Intervention Program.
Marletta Matthews, I am the data admin at Eddie's House.
Dr. Dorothy Johnson Spite, and I'm founder and national executive director of Mothers in Charge.
Heather Arias, and I am the deputy director for the City of Philadelphia's Office of the Victim Advocate.
My name is Derek Holmes. I am the appointed victim advocate for the City of Philadelphia.
My name is Kenyatta Johnson, City Councilman of the 2nd Councilmanic District, City Council President of Philadelphia. Before I introduce legislation to create the Office of Victim Advocate, we've had countless roundtable discussions with community leaders, stakeholders, but most importantly, mothers and fathers who have lost loved ones to senseless gun violence. And so we did our due diligence, listening to their issues and concerns, but most importantly, their recommendations as it relates to what they would want to see in the Office of Victims Advocate. Hurt people, and so we want to address specifically the issue of trauma throughout the neighborhoods here in the city of Philadelphia. We want to make sure that when we're advocating on their behalf, when we're addressing their issues and concerns, we're making sure that we're providing the resources to help individuals who have lost loved ones to senseless gun violence, but most importantly, address the trauma that they may be dealing with as it relates to them losing a loved one.
Well, in 2015, January 24th of 2015, my son Alejandro, was murdered. And it's still difficult for today, after 10 years, to say it, but he was murdered. You know, we wanted to see what other people were saying about, in the aftermath of a homicide, what it was like to have to deal with it, have to take care of your family and also survive. I became a member of the Committee for Gun Violence Prevention and the Victim Subcommittee. We started to work closely with Kenyatta Johnson, and he championed the cause, and he was able to get it on the ballot. It passed, and then we got together and hired Derek Holmes, and we're really happy with all the work that she's done.
So I received word that this office would be born. I was excited because we need leadership. They are providing a service that I can contact and I can tap into evenings, weekends, or holidays. I know that they're going to be able to provide quick emergency services for those who need to be relocated because their life is in danger or their children's life is in danger. I don't want to have to guess if this victim or co-homicide survivor or family was relocated. They answer immediately, they get all the facts, and then they move.
You know, many patients that I work with aren't ready for the aftermath of what it is after they're released from the hospital, but the Office of Victim Advocate is here to help them. They provide a beacon of hope for people who are lost and who's just trying to get back to their everyday normal life after the injury.
For Eddie's House, we service people within the 18th district that has specifically dealt with traumatizing experiences. So we kind of connect with OVA to try to funnel in other resources.
An individual who was actually shot right in front of his door with his family inside, and I worked along with OVA, and we were able to get him relocated, him and his family, in a very short period of time, which made his whole recovery process a little bit better and made them feel comfortable.
We have so many community members that are looking for safe avenues, for safety planning, and unfortunately we were very limited a few years ago on those resources. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to create comprehensive programs like our relocation program that meet the needs and capture those that otherwise were not able to get services elsewhere and work with them to make a safer city.
We began, I guess maybe in 2021 or somewhere around there, talking about the need and the possibility of having such an office here in Philadelphia. Since this office was created, we have a partner. We have someone who works with us, who are concerned about the needs of the community for crime victims.
This office was really championed by our council president, King Adam Johnson, advocates from different agencies like Dr. Dorothy Johnson-Spite from Mothers in Charge, Shantae Love from Every Murder is Real, Leda Garcia as well, and a number of other community members and advocates. I'm born and raised in Philadelphia, so it's very important to me that anything that I do speaks to my passion for the place where I come from. We have a crime scene initiative, which is the first in the entire country that uses municipal dollars to remediate crime scenes on public property. You know, when you think of a trauma occurring in our community, on our streets, in our playgrounds, in our rec centers, no one really thinks of who cleans up the remains of our loved ones. You know, we worked in partnership with the police department, the Inspector General's office. Adam Gear, our Chief Public Safety Director, was actually at the Inspector General's office at that time and worked closely with us to identify a solution. And from that, we've been able to pilot an initiative to provide that service to the community so that they don't ever have to. There are a lot of just systemic things and collaborative things that we can accomplish that will really make the road to healing one that is more trauma-informed and more caring for Philadelphians. So I really look forward to working with those amazing agencies and those partners, both in the community, in government, and law enforcement, so on and so forth, because I think we can do great things and we can make sure that the voices of Philadelphians are never lost in the melee and that they continue to be elevated.